Hello. Doesn't it feel great when you finally reach your goal? But what about along the way when it might feel like there is so much ahead to accomplish, so much to do? My name is Patricia Regier. I'm with Leaders Inspire, Trish Talks, and Regier Educational Services, and I'm thrilled to have a guest speaker with me today. We're going to be talking about small wins. Her name is Stephanie Lackett-Hall, and I appreciate that you're joining us today. Hi, welcome to the Leaders Inspire channel. We're thrilled to have you here with us. I am excited to have a guest speaker with me today, Stephanie. What we're going to be talking about is small wins in the workplace. So thanks for joining me, Stephanie. I'm thrilled to have you here.
Hi, Trish. Thank you for having me. I'm very, very excited to be here today to talk about small wins.
That's awesome. Can you tell me a little bit, and everyone watching, a little bit more about you, first of all?
Okay. So I have just completed my MBA in leadership in August of 2018. I have some project management and operations experience, and I'm looking to expand into the leadership field.
Awesome. Fantastic. It's been really great getting to know you and working together, writing some blogs. And now we're testing out this, doing a video interview talk together. So this is really exciting. It's a first for me too. And I'm thrilled that we can both share our thoughts on this topic with everyone that's going to be joining us and watching right now. And I should mention too, we're inserting this into a blog. So whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this on a podcast, or you're already looking at our blog and what Stephanie has written about this topic, it's fantastic what she has shared from her experience and perspective, to check that out as well. So small wins, why is this something that's important to you, do you think?
Small wins are important, I think, because they motivate people to do better. And it also gives, it also says thank you. By celebrating small wins, you're celebrating anything. You're celebrating the big and the small. A lot of times when you're at work, you focus so much on the big things that, like big budgets or big projects, but you forget about all the little pieces that make a big project come together. So by celebrating small wins, you help employees realize that every step of the way is just as important as getting to the end.
That's fantastic. I agree. I think sometimes as leaders or workplaces, organizations, we really are focused on the deliverables, the the goals that have been set on a bigger scale. So I agree. We can't get to those big wins without the small wins, without the steps along the way. And to acknowledge that, I agree with you. It motivates people, and it actually helps us get to where we want to be, because I think a lot of it is needing to be intentional and being aware that this is a part of the leadership role or anyone's role. I think too, it affects the morale in the workplace as well when everyone's celebrating each other. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that celebrating small wins gets the momentum going to keep going, because sometimes you feel defeated during a project. So I think that celebrating one small win leads into celebrating another, which keeps the morale high, keeps everyone positive. And it also helps leaders to understand that they do have a really high impact on their team. I don't think that leaders always understand that they motivate and that they also set the tone. So when they're happy and excited and moving forward, and they can get the team to do that, then it brings everyone together.
I agree completely. I think that's fantastic and really good points. I know in my leadership roles that I've been in too, I would even celebrate with my coworkers, my team, the whole organization when they were learning along the way as well. I remember different experiences with a particular student, and there was a difficult phone conversation. I prompted her to ask, what did she learn through that experience? What would she do differently next time? And I acknowledged that this was a teachable learning opportunity, and a win that she grew and learned through that experience and had that rich learning experience that she wouldn't have had just out of a textbook, but because she was applying and growing through the experience. What do you think about that too, having small wins through learning and growing?
I think that's excellent. I think that that shows the employees that every mistake, or not even a mistake, like every opportunity is a chance to celebrate, right? Everything that you go through is a learning opportunity. And
Yes.
it can be big or small, and it can be anything. It can be a minor milestone. It can be exceeding a target. It can be a difficult conversation with a customer, and just, celebrating what did you learn from this and how would you do it differently? So that's an excellent, excellent example, Trish.
Thanks. It makes me think of too, with any innovation, or like you were mentioning the word mistake, and I hesitate also even saying the word failure, but part of innovation is having hiccups or things not going perfectly. And I think sometimes we don't think about those as opportunities to celebrate too, because whether it's an organization or an individual professionally and personally, they've stretched their comfort zone. They were intentionally taking a step forward, and that should be celebrated. What do you think about that as well as another opportunity?
I think that's great. I really, really do. I think that all these opportunities should be celebrated. I think that, you complete something, celebrate. Your tasks are done, celebrate. You know what I mean? And each opportunity is a good learning experience. So you should celebrate everything, like with your team.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think are some examples or ways to celebrate? How can people intentionally think about how they can respond to an opportunity? It might not be natural for everybody how to celebrate. It's not always something big.
Yes. You can start small. I think sometimes by just recognizing that, they had a really difficult time in a project or a really difficult week, and they've made it to Friday. So bringing your team together to say, like, yay, we made it. Sometimes just a pizza luncheon to say, we're working late tonight, dinner's on us, or Timbits or donuts, something like that. I think that starting out small, like it doesn't have to be anything big. A thank you or even recognition for, hey, we made it, goes so far.
Right. And when people are working hard, acknowledging the effort that they're putting in is so important. So some of it is really showing the value of the employees and the team working, and just even just making sure that they know that every step is important. Well, do you have any other thoughts about that too?
Yeah, I do. I think that supporting people in their daily progress is really important, that everyone's looking for the end, but all of the little pieces that come together are what's really important. So telling people how they're doing in a positive way really has a long-term impact for the project and for the team and for the company. Right.
So it sounds like part of this too is really instilling a positive atmosphere and positive thinking, whether it, good, bad, or ugly days. Like you said, I think it's such a fantastic example. Just we got through a tough week or a tough day, or, what a different way to lead and think about how to move forward with the organization. I think that's awesome. Can you think of some other thoughts on this topic that leaders should keep in mind?
Leaders should keep in mind that how they're feeling. If they're feeling negative about a project, it's going to reflect on the team. If they're feeling down, it's going to reflect on the team. That they have a really big influence over the team and their emotions and feelings. So by celebrating some of the tough days and getting over some of the tough aspects of certain projects, or just having a rough week, by recognizing it, acknowledging it, and saying we made it, that can have a huge impact on the team overall. It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be small. It can just be like, yay, we made it. It's Friday. Have a great weekend. It's just sometimes, saying those words and acknowledging to the team that, we survived, and next week we're going to keep moving and it's going to be better. Just the small little things are really important.
I think that's awesome. What an amazing example that would be, to have a leader that is positive and has that kind of outlook on everything that they're doing and how they're leading the team. I think this is such an important message. Or do you have any other final thoughts on this topic that you think we should be sharing with everyone?
The only thing I'd like to end with is just by creating these moments, I think makes for a stronger team. So if a team has low morale, or maybe they're not getting along, if we can get the team together and collaborate and celebrate these small wins, the team will be stronger overall.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think makes the organization and all the individuals more resilient. And I think ultimately the outcomes that the organization or leaders looking for, I think that this is a stronger path forward. It's fantastic. I think I'm really thrilled to be talking with you today, Stephanie, and I appreciate your time. And to celebrate this win in our first interview together, how about a virtual high five?
High five. Thank you for this opportunity. It's been fantastic.
That's awesome. And I think, sometimes it might feel silly in the workplace to do something like that, but to create a smile on someone's face just boosts everything. So this has been an awesome conversation with you. Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you to all of you for joining us today.